We are fully in October, which means temperatures are dropping, but hopefully your grades won't be after this midterm week. You've opened your notes, and that deserves a treat. Get some Starbucks, watch some SportsLine, because all the stuff on your exam is just common sense. You'll be fine. Hello, I'm Siobhan Nolan.
And I'm Libby Gilliland. It's almost fall break, and although I am thrilled to go home, that means our audience will be SportsLine deficient for a week, so we have to make this a good one. You're watching Lasalle TV's home for Explorer Athletics, SportsLine.
Right on the beat drop. Welcome to SportsLine. There aren't a lot of them this week, but our Explorers showed out this week, and we've got the recaps coming up soon.
And later, we do a lot of interviews on this show, so we've compiled our best interview clips of 2022. Stay tuned.
But first, let's take a look at our SportsLine top 3.
Number 1. Tatum Johnson was named A10 Offensive Player of the Week after 2 standout performances, scoring 3 combined goals. She helped lead Lasalle field hockey to a 3-game win streak, defeating Richmond for the first time in program history and taking out Longwood later in the week. Number
2. Kelly Mcgorty was named A10 Co-Offensive Player of the Week this week, scoring 3 goals in under 7 minutes to lead her team to a 3-1 victory over Fordham. One of her goals was a career-first hat trick.
Number 3. Mcgorty was also named NovaCare Student Athlete of the Week after her standout performance. Not only did she lead the game against Fordham, but she leads women's soccer with 6 goals and 4 assists this season.
So Kelly Mcgorty, she is really the person that we have a lot to talk about with her today. She was a standout player when she was a freshman last year. We talked a lot about her in women's soccer, and just to see her kind of get back on her form after the beginning of the season where we weren't talking about her a lot, it's really great to see that she's kind of finding her footing and getting back into those numbers again.
Yeah, just getting recognized for the great performance that she had. I mean, 3 goals in 1 game is more than impressive. Yeah. So hopefully that gives her the confidence to kind of go out and be the player that she was freshman year.
And obviously a shout out to Tatum Johnson for a really great field hockey performance. I love that all of our players of the week this week are also comm majors, so great representation for the department as well. But you know, field hockey, although they're not having the best of seasons, they've been having some really good individual performances, and Tatum Johnson is another player that we tend to talk about a lot when field hockey does play. So to see her have a great individual performance against these past few games has been really good as well.
Yeah, and we said it last week, hopefully they can end the season strong, and a 3-game win streak is exactly what we were talking about. Hopefully it gives them the momentum that they need to finish this season and go into next season feeling good.
Yeah, because a lot of the sports are starting to wind down. They only have about 4 or 5 games left, and then anyone that's not making it to playoffs is just going to have to take this time to reevaluate and hopefully, you know, just collect themselves and be able to start strong for next season.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've had a lot of great performances from teams this year, and you know, men's soccer, we still have some hope for them.
Yeah.
But women's soccer and field hockey playing well at the end of the season is just really exciting, and they hope to keep it up. But at this point, you do have to kind of look into next season, see who your key players are and who's graduating and kind of what your strategy is at this point.
Yeah, because we hope that a lot of the coaches are going to be returning this season, but you never know because there have been a lot of, you know, back and forth, up and down, so you never know if they want to stick with the coach, if they want to kind of change it around and do a quick fix. So it's really going to be interesting to see what our teams do as their seasons wind down. But that's it for the top 3. Now let's see how our teams did in this week's recaps. Field hockey had a successful weekend as they went 2-0 against Richmond and Longwood. Their matchup against Richmond started slow with no penalty corners in the first 30 minutes. Richmond's only shot on goal was halted by Ryan Curley to keep the score on both sides at 0. After a couple more near goals on both sides, the game stayed at 0-0 until the 57th minute when Tatum Johnson took a shot on goal that was initially saved by the Spiders' keeper. She stayed in the play, getting her own rebound in front of the cage and scoring the lone goal of the game to get the win for the Explorers. Their next matchup against Longwood was quite the opposite, with 8 total goals scored. The Lancers got off to a quick start with 2 goals in the first quarter, but Tatum Johnson got the Explorers back to square with back-to-back goals in the 22nd and 24th minute. One more goal by Laura McCann gave the Explorers a 3-2 lead going into half. Lasalle scored 2 more goals in the second half to expand their lead. The Lancers couldn't keep up, and the game ended in a 5-3 victory for Lasalle.
Men's golf traveled to North Carolina this week for the Elon Invitational. Coming off his win last week, Carson Rush shot 74, then 69 on Monday's 36-hole day. Beating out Rush by just a stroke was freshman Kevin Lydon, shooting 73 and 71. Freshman Anthony Garcia had a first round of 75 and recovered with an under par round of 70 and a second 18 to round out the day 1 scoring. The Explorers took 75 from senior Nikita Romanov and 77 from freshman Armand Lascala. On their final 18 Tuesday, the team showed a better overall performance. Rush fired another under par round of 71, while the rest of the Explorers tied at 73 to round out the scoring. They finished in 16th place overall.
Women's soccer faced off against A10 opponents Fordham up in the Bronx, and hats off to Kelly Mcgorty for a spectacular hat trick. The first 30 minutes of the game saw a lot of back and forth between the teams, but no goals materialized for either side. The Explorers were able to get 2 corner kicks before Mcgorty rocketed a ball from 25 yards out to give Lasalle a 1-0 lead. Just 4 minutes later, it was Mcgorty again, taking advantage of a defensive slip-up by the Rams and slotting it home to make it 2-0. Mcgorty wasn't done just yet, and right before the halftime whistle blew, her hat trick was completed after Sunny Dielmo served an assist in front of the goal. The Rams were able to pull 1 goal back in the 80th minute, but the Explorers held strong to their advantage, winning 3-1.
Men's soccer were at home at McCarthy Stadium in their matchup against Lafayette, where things got off to a shaky start. Lafayette got on the board first after 8 minutes, quickly slipping the ball past the goalkeeper's Valentine Knees. This would happen a second time in the 28th minute, causing the Explorers to go into halftime down 2-0. A rebound goal off of Lafayette defender would put LaSalle on the board, but it would still be an uphill battle in the Explorers' search for a win. Lafayette would find the back of the net in the 82nd minute, leading to a 3-1 loss for the Blue and Gold.
So we have 2 3-1 results for soccer. Obviously, the women have that really nice win against Fordham, which is a very important one considering that it was an A10 matchup. The men's 3-1 loss, it's never good to lose, but Lafayette is not an A10 team, and the team that they're facing off, Loyola Chicago, this week is in the A10. So I think right now they're more focused on conference play, as that makes up the majority of the rest of their games, which also makes sense because right now the men are sitting 4th in the A10 conference. So it's good to see the women kind of pick it up, but obviously we'd like to see the men on that unbeaten streak that they were recently.
Yeah, seeing that the men still have a chance, we do want to hope that they can learn something from that game. Maybe they sat some players or got some rest looking into A10 play. So hopefully next week is a better outcome for them.
And field hockey, great pair of games, 2-0. You really can't ask for anything better than that. Tatum Johnson, like we said before, was the big standout player this week. So it's really good to see her getting on the board and taking advantage of a lot of different goal scoring opportunities. And again, hopefully, field hockey can just kind of recollect, hopefully do better, because they have a lot of great players, and it would be kind of unfair to have them finish out their time at LaSalle without really winning anything significant.
Yeah, and beating Richmond for the first time in program history, that's
a
really
big deal.
Exciting. Yeah, it is. So 2 wins this week plus that, I think that gives them a lot of confidence, and it's something for those seniors to kind of look at and say, hey, we did this as a team, and that's really exciting.
Yeah, in men's golf, not the result that we would have wanted them to have this week, but they're still showing out pretty strongly, and obviously I can't talk about it as well as Libby can, but you can't do it perfectly every week, and that's okay. But we're going to take a quick break, and instead of one interview, you'll get little clips of all of them, and what could be better than that? Stick around.
MS mucks with your central nervous system. Almost everything about your body, your muscles, your organs, your ability to speak, your ability to understand, your ability to move.
MS took everything from me, everything I thought was important, everything I valued.
I used to jump in a trampoline and swim with the kids.
MS has affected me being a mom because I'm sorry.
Despite MS, I will keep riding my bike.
I will continue to be the strongest mom that I possibly can.
I will still dance with my husband.
I will continue to live the life that my daughter expects me to live.
Multiple sclerosis may be a part of who you are, but it doesn't define you.
I will never stop. I will never quit.
I'm gonna keep being me.
What if one day you went to that secret place, that spot that only you know about, and instead of what you came for, you found this? What would you do? Would you stop and give it some thought? The truth is, all drug use comes with risk. Before those risks become real, before drugs turn your life upside down, before drugs take their toll on you and your family. Know that there is help. You can quit. If you or someone you love is struggling with drug use or prescription drug misuse, call 1-800-662-HELP for 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral, or go to samhsa.gov/know-the-risks.
Welcome back. Interviews are arguably the best part of this show, so Libby put together some of our best interview moments of this year. Check it out. You guys must get asked this a lot, but do you ever feel any like sisterly competition between you guys, or is it more like supportive or mutual kind of, you want to lift each other up to do the best you can?
That's a great question. We always joke with each other about that kind of stuff, but I think the reason that we're able to joke about it is because we're at the core of it, we're really, really supportive of each other. So I always say, like, Liz and I, we were both in the 3K at A10s and she won. And I was like, it's like, I got second. I was like, I feel like I won because he won. So we definitely joke about it, but I think that's because we're so supportive of each other.
I'd say the best style I could give it to, I think the new guy, Dylan.
Really?
Dylan has his style is pretty casual, but you'll never catch him wearing the same like outfit per se. He's always mixing and matching, and he's overall he comes off as a very stylish guy. So I'd say Dylan.
And there's a lot of close like friendships on the team. Who would you say is the most like troublemaker duo? Like when you put two guys together, like something's gonna happen.
So I think it's either gonna be Poochie and Nigel.
Okay.
Or Poochie with anyone.
Really?
Just Poochie, yeah.
Poochie just can't be trusted with anyone.
He is the troublemaker, 100%, without a doubt in my mind.
And then addressing the kind of elephant in the room, if you tuned into our interview last week, Marco Chang, their teammate, named them for a few superlatives, so I just want to give you guys a chance to respond to that, give thoughts, opinions, comments.
We were joking about it.
Oh, yeah?
Coming here.
Poochie, do you have any response to what the two things that he named you for?
So, first off, I want to add Justin to the best dressed.
Really?
I think that's
I disagree with that.
Really?
He wears the same beanie.
It's a signature
He wears the same
look.
two beanies.
I think it's good.
Okay.
And then troublemaker, unbelievable. The disrespect from a coming player, unbelievable. But I understand why he says that. Intense in practice.
I personally have looked at a lot of schools that had developed rowing, and I was thinking and I was speaking with my coach in Serbia, and I wanted to be a part of something that's building and that I'm going to contribute to, and not just be a number in any other team.
It's nerve-wracking. Every race is nerve-wracking. Your adrenaline starts pumping, you get butterflies in your stomach, but as soon as you start racing, like, all that goes away. It just turns like, it's just, you don't even think about it. You're just doing what we do at practice every day.
So how did you get to Lasalle, and how does it feel to be running pretty close to home for you?
When I was searching for schools, Lasalle had always been familiar for me. My dad, he grew up in this neighborhood.
Okay.
And when I ran track for my age group club, we practiced at Lasalle at one point.
Okay.
So it had like already a home vibe for me. So I knew I was going to look into coming here because it's always felt like home to me.
And one thing that has, I'm sure, affected the team a lot has been this kind of tumultuous coaching changes. You guys have had to adapt to a lot of that. So what is it like to have to constantly, adapt to new coaching and new styles and just having to navigate that?
It's definitely difficult. It's not the easiest thing. And I think that teams kind of have two choices when they come to a challenge like that, which is like to get really frustrated with the sport or just dig in deeper and work harder, and I think our team has responded like that, and it's really helped us come closer.
I think it's definitely bonded us as a team. We sort of all have been obviously going through the same struggle with the whole thing, so having other people to talk about things with makes everything so much easier, and it's definitely gotten us a lot closer.
And I have to ask, I wasn't aware that you guys had a spring season. I thought it was just a fall thing. So how do you kind of prepare doing it across 2 seasons and balancing that work ethic when you're basically playing the entire year?
I'd say that we don't really necessarily have an off season ever. So it's just making sure that we're staying sharp and taking days off when we need it, but making sure that we're still pushing through on days that we may not necessarily feel like going to the course. But I think it definitely helps to have your team behind you going through the same exact thing.
Yeah, I agree. And like you said, golf is an individual sport, so it is kind of on us individually to keep our games sharp over the off season. But the fall season, if done right, can help lead us into a strong spring season, and I think we both managed to accomplish that on our teams this year.
Yeah, and then with that hard work, how do you prepare for that? You have such a high expectation around yourself. People expect you to do well. So in practices, how do you prepare to, do your best for a meet?
It's hard because, at practice, sometimes I could take anywhere from 6 to 12 jumps, and like that's really tough on my body in general. I just try to stay focused. I try to remember, why I'm doing this. Like I want to be great. I want to go to nationals. I want to break the school record. Like it's all these things that like in the back of my mind, and I'm like, okay, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. I want to do that. I want to do that. I want to do that. And I just end up just getting through it. And then, there are some practices where, it's not good at all. Like you're just doing terrible.
Yeah.
And those are the hardest to get through. And if you can get through those, you can get through, definitely can get through a practice where you're doing amazing. And you're like, wow, I can't wait for this meet.
Yeah, so it's kind of a double win because we get to get a master's degree from LaSalle, which is always great. We always want to get more education. And because of COVID, we have a full year of eligibility. So we were kind of like, why not? And it's nice. We get another year of training, another year of competing, another year with all our friends. We're really excited about it. And as we said before, I think both of us didn't end our season last year exactly how we were hoping for. So it's kind of nice that we have another year to maybe go out on a better foot when we end our career.
I mean, we've all been through a lot together, so like this is just nothing really too new. We're still always having fun, keeping things light.
Well, Hannah can explain her new game that she came up with today that I was not having a fun time with.
We decided to do a closest to the pin competition, and it was elimination style, so if you were furthest away from the hole, you had to do 5 push-ups and you were out. So that was fun.
And another close connection you have that's a different kind of hockey is your younger sister Quinn, who plays field hockey at LaSalle. How did you two both end up here? Like, did you have any influence on her coming here, or was that her decision?
So she claims that there was no influence, but I think she just wanted to hang out with her cool older brother.
Of course,
so,
yeah.
So, but I came to LaSalle. I wanted to go to a Philly school. I wanted to go to a school that still had ice hockey because I still really want to play. And I wanted to go to a school that had a great communication program. So LaSalle checked all 3 of those boxes for me. And, my sister, she talked to like a few schools, but when it came down to it, I think LaSalle was the best fit for her. I mean, since last year, she's been playing a ton, and
I love that she came here. I love watching her play still. She's, I think, one of my favorite athletes here.
We're going to take another break, but when we come back, we welcome Joe James to the SportsLine broadcast for our Explorer Report. Stay tuned.
This is my husband, Alex Hussey. Alex is about 2 weeks away from coming home.
I was point man in foot patrol, and I stopped on the bomb. Lost my legs and my left hand in an explosion.
And he suffered a severe traumatic brain injury.
As America's veterans face challenges, DAV is there.
There are so many mountains to climb, and we do it together.
With the right support, more veterans can reach victories, great and small.
Come watch Alex take on this mountain. That's what this is all about.
DAV provides a lifetime of support to veterans of every generation, helping more than 1 million veterans each year.
Alex has conquered this mountain. That's something he won't forget.
With the right support, there are no limits.
Look at that smile! You did it!
But there's more to be done and more victories to be won.
This has meant so much.
Thank you, DAV.
Alex Hussey, thank you for your service. Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
When I was in Iraq, our convoy was hit. It was bad. After I came home, I could still hear booms and see tracer fire. Makes it hard to be a good mom.
As America's veterans face challenges, DAV is there.
I'm Naomi Mathis, Air Force veteran.
With the right support, more veterans can reach victories, great and small.
With help from DAV, I was able to begin to heal.
DAV provides a lifetime of support to veterans of every generation, helping more than 1 million veterans each year.
Today, I'm part of DAV. We're veterans helping veterans to get the benefits they've earned. And I give my veterans my all.
But there's more to be done and more victories to be won.
My victory is being able to be here for my children.
Naomi Mathis, thank you for your service. May your victories inspire many more. Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Welcome back. Field hockey is in the home stretch of their season, and Joe James has the info for their next game. Check out this week's Explorer Report.
He's looking. Yeah, I love like the hair swoop.
In this week's Explorer Report, the field hockey
That's
team
great.
will take on Davidson College this Friday after coming off a 5-3 win against Longwood last Sunday. This marks the highest scoring game for the Explorers this season and sets its longest winning streak at 3. The Explorers need to keep their win streak going for their upcoming game against Davidson, as they should capitalize on the success they had over Longwood. Lasalle has a 6-1 record against Davidson since 2016. This is the first time under the tenure of head coach Martu Lancarica that the Explorers have recorded 5 straight goals. And it is just the second time they have recorded a 5-goal game. After Davidson, the Explorers are set to play against Wagner University on Sunday.
One last break, and when we come back, we have all the games you can look forward to this upcoming week. Don't go anywhere. That was fast.
Using meth taught me everything about freedom, only not like you think. It taught me how easy it is to lose your freedom, how meth can take control until you find yourself doing whatever meth tells you to do. Before you get there, while you still can, take a stand for yourself. If you feel yourself losing your freedom to meth, ask for help. Accept the help. It's worth it. You have the power to be truly free and be the person you want to be. I know. I'm Jan, and I'm free from meth.
If you or someone you know is struggling with meth,
call 1-800-662-HELP for 24-hour free and confidential treatment referral. Learn more at samhsa.gov/meth.
Unlike other health concerns,
Welcome back. Coming up this week, men's soccer will fly out to Chicago for an 8-10 matchup against Loyola Chicago on Saturday, October 15th. Women's soccer will stay home to welcome another A-10 rival in St. Joe's on Sunday, October 16th. Cross country will participate in the Penn State Invitational on Friday, October 14th.
Field hockey will have a pair of games this weekend, facing off against Davison on Friday and Wagner on Sunday. Then rounding out this week's lineup, women's golf will head to New Jersey for the Monmouth Fall Invitational on Saturday and Sunday.
So we have some teams still playing over fall break. Sorry about that, guys. I'm really excited to see how men's soccer will handle having to fly out to Chicago on Saturday and then play Loyola Chicago, who are new to the Atlantic 10, so we're not really sure how they're going to fare against LaSalle, especially since they're going to be so far away from home. So I'm really excited to see how that turns out.
Yeah, back to A-10 play, so it should be exciting, and we'll have a recap soon for you. Hope they get a win.
And Livy, how are we feeling about women's golf in Monmouth in Jersey?
Yeah, we've played this one a few times. Monmouth's, of course, a MAC competitor with us, and I'm hoping it's a tough golf course, but hoping for a good performance. So we'll see.
Yeah, so hopefully everyone does well over the break, and that just about wraps it up for us this week. If you can't make it out to see the Explorer Report, be sure to tune in next week for our coverage. Keep up with this weekend's other sporting events by visiting goexplorers.com. You can also check out the digital edition of The Collegian, which now features SportsLine content.
Also check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/LaSalleTV and on Instagram at SportsLineLTV. We welcome you to send your thoughts and suggestions there. This week's poll is who is going to get the higher midterm grade on our media law and ethics class, me or Siobhan?
I don't know, I'm feeling pretty good about that, but for our entire SportsLine team, I'm Siobhan Nolan.
And I'm Livy Gilliland. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you at the game.